Hi, everybody. Good to see you all again today. It is another beautiful day in Kentucky. It is finally getting less humid, and I'm so happy about that. I have another question about ancestors, which I'm going to answer for you today. And I just wanted to say thank you again for the questions because they really do create the material on this channel. And the material is a co-creation. It's a partnership that comes from three sources. A larger information source that I connect with through my inner being, yourself, you, whoever you are, that are asking the questions, and myself, who is attempting to bring the answers for those questions through to the physical world. So the way that I view the work that we're doing is bringing new information into the world that maybe hasn't been here before or hasn't been said in this way before, because people have new questions always, because the world is always new and the world is always developing and the world is always different than it was before. So there, of course, have been answers through the ages for all kinds of questions, but the questions have never been what they are now. And so that's kind of why it's exciting for me to do that work, and why it's exciting for me to do it in partnership with other people. So, onto the question for today. Oh, and by the way, I am doing my best to try and answer the questions in a more timely manner. So if you put them in the comments below, I will try to make the videos on Friday morning. If you get me a comment by Friday morning, I will try to put it out on Saturday or Sunday morning. So, this is the question for today. When we learn a way out of negative cycles that we inherited, does that also release our ancestors in some way? So the answer to that question is sort of, but not really. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you next week. No, not really. The answer to that question is sort of, but the question and the word release implies that ancestors, or rather people that have lived here on earth before, are somehow bound by their actions and decisions that they have made when they were here before. And they really are not. When you die, you move into a state of broader understanding and knowing why you did things, and the reasons you chose to do things in such depth, and the reasons other people chose to do things in such depth, that you no longer have the need for judgment and condemnation the way that you would do when you are alive. So it kind of, that broader understanding takes you out of that net of blame and judgment that so many people are caught up in when they're alive. And that really releases, that is what releases people from any type of judgment that they have had on themselves during life. So there's not points held against you for what you have done while you are here, the way that most people do when they are alive. It's sort of like a lot of behavior in life is based on a kind of reward system depending on how you acted before. But when you die, you just come back into contact with your true nature, and you don't need to have that kind of judgment anymore. So the release happens upon death. However, your ancestors care about you and are working on the same types of things that you are working on. And they know your struggles intimately in a way that other people don't. So the intent for you to do well from them is very strong. They have a very strong intent for anyone that they know and care about to do very well. And that is really what is released and resolved when you do well. So in other words, there is a massive set of support, energetic support for you and for you to move forward and to create the life that you want, that you can tap into any time that you want. And it is only support. It's only support and intent for you to do well. It is not judgment when you don't do well. And so that's what a lot of people don't understand. They tend to assume that if people are interested in our lives, that the judgment part has to come as well. But it doesn't. That's just not how it works. When you're outside of the world, then you are released from thinking, and judgment comes from thinking that other people have power over what you're able to create. That's why people judge each other, because we on Earth have formed a cultural belief that we don't have real power over what we create around us, whereas really we do. So once you begin to understand that, which you do after you die, then you no longer need to condemn other people. And so ancestors are really released from whatever judgment they had on themselves when they die. But they're absolutely looking for your success and cheering you on and hoping that you will get there. So there is a joy there when you move forward. Okay, that is all for this week and today, and tomorrow I will talk more about that judgment and that understanding of your own power, because that really is the core of how to change your life and create your life, is understanding your locus of control is really inside you, meaning that your creative powers are very much larger than you thought that they were, and connecting with that can change your life dramatically. And I hope to see you tomorrow and hear from you more after that.